Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing Secrets of Sulphur Springs Season 1 Episode 10 called No Time Like the Present. And we are at the episode before the season finale. The thing we've been, the thing we've been waiting for, it's going to happen tomorrow. First I want to say, remember what I said yesterday of how usually when I get a new subscriber, usually within that same month I usually get at least 2 subscribers and 2 new ones. I reached 30 on this channel, so thank you for my 30th subscriber. You guys mean the world to me, and I appreciate your support, and it's just great. And I just think soon I might even get to 50. And hey, maybe my first channel might that'll get to 100. I don't know. But I reached the 30 because when I went into YouTube Studio, I'm like, I reached the 30. Oh my goodness. But yeah. So tomorrow it's gonna be the season finale, episode 11. And and the reason why I kind of I can't believe we're almost there is because I was planning to get to episode 11 a while ago, because I was planning to get more episodes done, especially in December, and we're getting close, very very close to February, in a few days. So I kind of dragged this along. So that's why I'm really glad I'm getting season 1 done. I'm really glad. Am I gonna do a live stream tomorrow? I looked it up, and it seems like there isn't a subscriber limit as I researched. So I think I'll be able to do it, but I think it's a 24-hour enabling thing. So I don't know what that's about. Maybe early in the morning tomorrow I'll press the enable button, and then around the late afternoon, nighttime, I'll do the live stream. Who knows? I don't know. Because I never done it before. Well, I kind of played one, but it's kind of by accident. I don't know, but I deleted it. But anyway, let's get on with episode 10 and where we left off. Where did we leave off on? Griffin and Harper came back, and the parents found them. Ben told his side of the story of what happened to Savannah, and Sarah was comforting him even though they had a fight. Jess and Harper had a heart-to-heart at Chris's grave, and we actually got to meet Chris a little bit in a flashback. So that's all y'all want to remember. And they're moving, so they were still moving to Chicago. And Savannah's still under that tree. Oh no, in the storm. Oh, and also they found a radio. Griffin Harper. So okay, so let's get started. We get started with Griffin Harper. It's okay, you remember when a knob opened, and it's what do we do now? I don't know. It's well, I guess I had to push it. And Griffin is kind of being more cautious, where he's we've been messing with a lot of stuff. What if we turn that and our faces melt off? And Harper's well, Savannah's trying to lead us, right? Or at least we think she is. She wouldn't let us melt our faces off. Come on. That's true. And she presses it. Another a thing opens up. Ooh. And by the way, during the year 2020, in the present year, during year 2020, which is pretty cool. and and it's like, oh hey, look, this is Roman numerals. This is 1990, and it's like, oh, remember, we can only travel like 30 years at a time because this says 1990 on it. So that means if we change the year on this, we can go to any year we want. So okay, we just need to put like 1962 because that's when Savannah was like in the photograph. So we know she's okay, and they go through the thing, and I like it how Harper's like ready for one last trip because he moved to Chicago. Yep, one last trip to finally say goodbye to Savannah, resolve this whole thing because Griffin and Harper still don't know what fully happened to Savannah. Only Ben and Sarah kind of know because Ben told his side of what happened to Savannah, like of what he knows. So so and so you're going through, and it's 1962, and it's very old-fashioned cars. It's like, I hope you don't stand out too much. And Harper's like, yeah. And well, I'm looking at Harper like, why are you so sad? And I'm kind of thinking, 1962. If you know what was like in 1962, then you know why Harper's kind of like don't want to be here. Ugh. But history, what are you gonna do about it? I mean, you're time traveling. I don't know, but and then this guy what do you call it? Like one of those the bag carrier people. He's like, hey, you kids can't be here, and he's like, oh, and he's like, oh, can I help you? Oh yeah, we're looking for a friend. Oh, is she live in the hotel? It's like, oh, well, like you're probably, and then he kind of gets those scared for a minute. It's like, hey, you can't be here, and Harper's like, yeah, Griffin, come on, we had to go. And I'm kind of like, I guess Griffin doesn't really know his history that much. I'm like, ooh. Oh, at least maybe he does? I don't know, it's weird. And Griffin's like, what do you mean? What can we? It's like, no, it's not you, son. It's her. What do you mean? And Griffin's like, well, she's my best friend. And I think, oh, that's very sweet. And then he's like, well, she didn't do anything wrong. And Harper actually has to pull Griffin on his arm. Hey, Griffin, it's not anything I did. It's the color of my skin. And, Harper, has, what was it, brown skin? Because Harper has lighter skin than Topher, so I guess brown skin. I don't know. Correct me in the comments if you actually know the perfect skin that's on Harper. Like, I don't know really skin tones. I don't know, but 1962. It was like that. And Griffin's like, "Wait, you guys let us in?" And Harper's like, "No, Griffin, come on, let's go." And there was even a point where Griffin wasn't lying or anything. Where he's like, "Oh, she's my best friend," and then he's like, "Congratulations." The way he said congratulations, I'm like, no, he didn't mean it like, oh, she's with me. Like no, he didn't mean like that. But again, 1962. What can you do? But but they're pulling along, and then and Griffin's like, can you believe it? And Harper's like, no, like I can't believe it. Can we just like I just want to get out of here. And he's like, well, how much do you want to get out of here? It's like, I really want to get out of here, but we had to find Savannah first. I like how Harper has her priorities where, even though I hated here in 1962 because, because me and my people, my, my heritage and everything, it's important to her. She didn't like it. She didn't like it. And she's even, look around, look at the time, look at the uniforms. It's like that. It's messed up. And Griffin's like, I'm sorry. And Harper's like, there's nothing you can do about it. And then here comes Savannah. Oh, Harry, Hermione. And it's like, oh, hey Savannah. It's like, oh, hi mom. Oh, she has like an adopted mom. Oh, that's very nice. That's what comes in that photo. She's kind of smiling. I'm like, is that a fake smile? That's why I put in the description the previous review. Like, what do you think of her possibly being trapped in 1962? Because she's smiling, but I'm thinking, is that a fake smile just to not mess up the photo, and she's trying to get out, or does she have a family there? I don't know. Like, I was kind of like she's smiling, but I thought the tree fell on her. But she has adopted mom and probably adopted dad too. She does, and you're basically talking. Oh, that woman over there. Oh yeah, she's, what was it, Caroline or something? She's my adopted mom, and what was it? Richard? He's oh, my dad, my adopted dad, I told him I was a foster kid because I got lost in the storm, so they adopted me, and last month we made it official. So she has a life here in 1962, and I was like, whoa, that's a different timeline. But again, she never fit in, with the tree model except for with Ben, but Jess was just making her life living. It was awful. It was just awful. And then and so Savannah has the real family. I just think it's really great. And Griffin Harper's like, oh wow, I'm so happy for you. It's like, yeah. And it's like, oh, it's like, Savannah, we need to talk to you. Well, what do you mean? Oh, Savannah said, oh, you wanted to ask me for a favor. And Griffin said, yeah. First of all, we're not Harry and Hermione. My name's Griffin. And Harper said, I'm Harper. Oh, okay. Yeah, hey, Griffin Harper. And it's like, we're also from the future. It's like, semantics, from 1990. Yeah, duh, of course we're from the future. It's like, no, we're further, 2020. And Savannah immediately, believes, she laughs a little bit at first, but she immediately believes it. Because she's from the future. And it's like, the jetpacks and flying cars and stuff like that. And, and then, and it's like, oh no, just cool stuff, but not that advanced. It's like, Savannah, oh, that's a bummer. I guess a Back to the Future reference because in spoilers for part 2, where in the future was 2015 and there was air conditioned jet what was it flying hoverboards and flying cars and stuff like that, and floating gas stations and traffic that in the sky. Yeah, it was crazy. But enough about Back to the Future. But and she's like, oh, that's a bummer, and you don't have flying cars. But it's like, oh, but and it's like, oh, I'm also Ben Campbell's son. Wait, Ben? He's like, yeah, I'm Griffin Campbell. I'm his son. Ben has kids? He's like, yeah, and she's like, and Harper's like, Jess is my mom, Jessica. I forgot her last name, but she's my mom. No, she can't be your mom. And then Harper's like, yeah, she is. What? But she's so mean and nasty, and you're so cool. And so, luckily for you, she became a nicer person later down the years. So I thought it was really nice because I'm like, oh my goodness, that kid, she's horrible. But and she's like, wow, I can't believe Ben and Jess had kids and stuff. And he's like, yeah, well, it's like, oh, how Savannah's asking Griffin, how's your dad? How's Ben doing? Ever since you disappeared, he'd been taking it really rough. He blamed himself. What do you mean? And then Griffin and Harper don't even know. He's like, I thought you could answer us that. And she's like, oh, I know as much as you guys know. I went through the portal because I went to the basement to do that stupid dare that Jess made me do. I went through the portal, and then I ended up 1960, got caught in the storm, and I've been here for 2 years in 1962, and I've just been living my life. And it's like, oh, we need you to come with us. It's like, she's like, no, I will do anything for you guys, but I'm not going through the portal again because I have a family now. I have a mom and dad that loves me because we don't know her biological parents. They probably left her or something. We really messed up. But I have a mom and dad that loves me, and if I just go through there, it's like, oh, but your parents will know. You won't get caught when you've gone through the portal before. Have you gotten caught? And he's like, no. And Harper could give a little look. It's like, okay, yeah, but sometimes we got caught. And it's like, what if another tree falls on me? I can't lose this family, Griffin. It's too important. And you feel for Savannah. And Harper's like, yeah, it's a bad idea. And Griffin's like, yeah, I understand. Even she's like, Harper, what about Chicago? And Griffin's like, yeah, I understand, Savannah. I'm really happy for you. I really am. And Savannah's like, I would really help you guys any way I can. I just can't go through that portal again. And then and she's like, "Oh, good luck with your parents," and say, "Yeah, okay." And they're heading back, and there's like a bell ringing, and it's like, "Oh, Savannah, come back," and oh, it's my mom, and she's like, "Oh wait, I have an idea," and we don't know what the idea is. So, oh, okay, Savannah's gonna do something. We get to hold on, let me oh, okay, we're not there yet. Sorry, but we get to what was it? Oh yeah, we get to Wyatt and Zoe. It's like, hey, look at all these places. Are you sure this was the cold spot? We didn't make a mistake. It's like, no, we made this map together. Like there was a cold spot, and he's like, Wyatt testing his breath. Is like, there's not even a little bit of frost. It was like super cold here. Now it's not, and I guess Savannah's gone, and Wyatt's like, why? And Zoe has a good idea. She's like, excuse me, sorry. Excuse me. She's like, maybe Savannah finally got what she wanted. She wanted us to move. She finally has this place to herself. She's finally at peace. And Wyatt's like, and you say, I can't believe Savannah doesn't like us, and she actually wants us to go. And it's like, yeah. But here's the thing: they're still talking about like the ghosts and stuff, and and there was like like the stuff that's happening to the lamps in the mirror. So I'm kind of thinking, is Savannah still a ghost? Because I'm kind of half and half. Because I'm like, it's possibly Savannah, but Savannah's having a happy life here. So how could it be her? Unless it's like way distant in the future, something happens after she finds this new family and she has to contact them and she just couldn't figure out how. So she's been doing like through like the mirror and stuff like that. That's the only explanation, or it has to be another ghost. It has to be. But and during just thinking in a bummer, I guess Savannah finally got what she wanted, and we just had to pack more. And Mom say, "Oh, and Sarah's like, oh, why did Zoe come on? You had to keep on packing." And then and then we get downstairs, and we get Ben calling his father, "Dad, I'm moving back to Chicago," and he's like, "Dad, if you just want me to say that I was wrong, you were right, fine." They just have a really bad relationship. She's like, it I guess the father was like saying, "Oh, like why are you doing this?" He's like, "I'm doing it because this is what's best for my family and for me." And you got another spot like on the firm. All right, Dad, like you were right, just like always. And Sarah's like, hold over here, and it's like, she just knows that Ben does not want to move, and she doesn't want to, meant to decide that he was right and stuff like that. But and then we get back to we get to Topher and Jess, and and they're just kind of wondering where Jess is kind of Topher's like sitting on the portrait thing, and Jess comes like with like a box. He's like, "Oh, what's that, Mom?" He's like, "Oh, these are old photos." And I'm like going to the garage. She's like, "You really want to put them back in the garage?" And she's like, "Well, we don't have to if you don't want to." And it's like, "Well, is there any photos in particular you want to look at?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, there is." And it's like, and she's like, "I want to talk about this one." And he's like, "Oh, like I remember this one. Your dad, like at this, they wanted to sell this. What was it, like a Jeep or something, or Jeeper? I don't know what it's called." And like and then Joseph like, "I have a bunch of questions," and she's like, "Far away. I'm glad Jess is more open minded now. Growth, I love it." She's like, "Far away," and he's like, "Okay, well, sorry, I'm really tired." What was the question that Topher asked? Come on, brain, come on. Oh, I think he was kind of asking like how the dad died. I think. Oof, I'm sorry. Um, and just wondering because Harper said that he died in crash, and Jess was about to say something, and Topher's like, "Don't worry, mom, it's okay. I understand." And it's like, oh, like and did they having her hugs and stuff? That was kind of weird. I feel like Jess maybe holding on to a little something. Hmm. It doesn't seem like anything bad, but who knows? But I guess more info about the dad and the death. Maybe the actual death was like something else, somewhere else. I don't know. But we get back to when Zoe they're just going to Ben, Sarah, the mom and dad. It's like, well, Savannah's no longer haunting the hotel, and it's like we're moving, and then and Ben says, well, we're glad this whole Savannah business is like done with, but that she wasn't haunted the hotel, right? And she's like, come on, mom, you gotta tell him, like, they put this up in the mirror. It happened with the lights, and she's like, your brother was missing, and I was very scared, and I got even more scared because I thought I saw something and it wasn't. And one Zoe can convince each other looks, but they kind of wanted to drop it because they didn't want to upset them even more. And she's like, okay, come on. And Sarah's like, come on, you gotta pack more stuff like in the back porch. And he's okay, mom. And oh, Sarah went with them, and Ben's just packing. Oh, we have the intro right here. Oh, look. Oh wait. And this is the photo that they were showing. Oh, look at baby, look at little Harper, look at little Topher. I love it. And this is the dad. This is Chris, and that's Jess. And and Ben's going through some boxes, and then Ben's like, Harper, it's Mr. Campbell, you had to come with me quick. What happened? Griffin, we were horsing around, we were goofing off, and he fell. And Ben immediately goes with her, and and Griffin's just sitting there and just waiting, and Ben drove him and Harper to Griffin, and he's like, "Hey, Griffin, are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, Dad, I'm fine." Well, Harper said he fell out of a tree, and he's like, "Yeah, I got the wind knocked out of me." He's like, "What were you doing?" "Oh, we were just exploring." Like, we were just like looking around, and I just love this. Sorry, I don't want to play too much. But you just hear like that somber music, and Ben is going through that can, looking at the paper, and Griffin's like, "Hey, Dad, what is it?" And he just has a smile on the face. They did something. Okay, so man did something to help Ben out, and then Ben's like, "I know what happened to Savannah." I'm kind of, when I was watching this, I was like, "Did it talk about the time travel thing?" I was like, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But here's the thing. Look at that smile on his face. I love it. And you look at a smile on Griffin's face, like, yeah, my dad's finally happy. And we go back home, and Jess is there, which, I like. I guess Topher stayed home. I guess he didn't really have to be here. But, and Ben just reads the letter. Hey, Ben, look, I probably should have told you this, but I didn't want you to worry. But I'm sorry, I ditched you because Ben thought he left her. He technically did, but then Savannah basically said, I left right after you and I ran away. And I was always planning to run away because I never fit in there. You were always a good friend, but, and now I have, like, mother and father that, care for me. And, and I didn't I didn't, like, I didn't mean for you to worry. And now I'm happy. And I hope you're happy too. P.S. Don't let your dad, don't let him get to you. Don't let him put you down. Be your own person. What else? Oh, don't feel like a chicken and a coward for leaving me behind because I left too. And then she has like a little saying at the end. I forgot what it was. And and then just like, well, that's great, but how do we know this is from her? This isn't just some prank or something. And then Ben's like, well, don't worry, just isn't, because this was like in like an old can that we used to pass messages to each other during camp. This is from her. And just like, wow, I can't believe it. And then Ben just kind of has a relief look on his face, and Sarah just has a relief look on her face. It's like, oh my goodness, like my husband's finally happy. Like, even though he was like happy, but this is like one thing, like holding him down. And when he finally got to the Tremont, things started flooding in him, and Sarah just saw more and more like, this is unhealthy. But now he's finally relieved. And they're all happy and stuff like that, and then just like Harper, it's like it's time to go, and and just like, Ben, I'm sorry for blaming you, and Ben's like, oh, don't worry, we were just kids, and and then he's kind of crying, but he's like, Savannah's just out there somewhere, just living her life, probably having a family, and just is like, yeah, okay, Harper's time to go. He's like, yeah, okay, maybe bye, Griffin. And I like this part because Griffin kind of walks her out. And then Harper's like, hey, Griffin, can I ask you something? Yeah, when we were time traveling back to 1962, you called me your best friend. And then Griffin's like, well, yeah, because, you are kind of. And Harper just smiles and gives him a hug. Because remember, they're moving. And then, Harper says bye, and Griffin says bye, and, and that's the end of that. Well, I guess the final goodbye would be like at night or in the morning. I forgot. But they basically leave, and we get to Harper and Jess, and they're kind of like, hey, Mom, yeah, and like, if you could go back and remember where we found the thing about Savannah, and she's like, yeah, if we could go back and like, and find a way to save Dad from that crash, would you do it? Like, and she's like, yes, like, because, that would be a miracle and it would be great. And and then and she's like, Harper, I need to be more honest with you. Remember those mean girls I was talking about from camp? She's like, yeah, I was one of them. Okay, she's honest. And she's like, you mean no? And she's like, yeah, I was, but grew up and stuff. And they're talking more, and we get to Ben and Sarah, where they're like, Sarah's like, hey, Ben, because, even like Ben's like, oh, there's a lot there's a lot going on with the kids, moving, like, and like, like tomorrow seems like a lot. So maybe we push the movies to next week. And Sarah's like, that's a good idea, but maybe not ask the movies to come at all. He's like, what? He's like, I heard you on the phone with your dad. I don't want you to be a person that you're not. And Ben's like, I don't want to just stay here just for me. Like, we're family. I'm glad you said that. And says like, I want to be here too. And I'm sure the kids love you here too. And which is true. But and he's like, oh, you want to wait to kiss and tell them, like, no, let them get to rest. It's a big day, and we'll talk about it in the morning. Tell them good news. And we have Griffin talking to Harper like at night, and it's like, oh, hey, Griffin, hey Harper. And it's like, Griffin's like, well, why'd you call? And Harper, you okay? And it's like, yeah, I'm just, thinking about all that stuff. It's like, yeah, I'm right. I get it. And it's like, we need to do something about the time machine, the radio. What do you mean? Well, I'm gonna be gone, so I guess it will really be up to you because I'll be gone. But it will be if that thing in the wrong hands. But and that thing's really dangerous. It'll be the responsible thing to do to make sure no one uses it ever again. And Harper kind of hesitates. I'm like, ooh. And Girl's like, Harper? It's like, yeah. But let's sleep on it. And it's like, okay, you're talking about fresh in the morning. Yeah. Oh, okay. Before I move, officially leave. And it's like, okay. Harper's kind of like, oh, man. And she was like, doing more drawings, which I like. It's morning, and Jess and Harper talking more, and then Jess is working at the cafe, and Harper's ready to get on our bike and pedal somewhere. And I'm thinking maybe the Tremont it is, and and Jess is like, oh, Harper, I didn't think you'd be this early. And so, yeah, I know where you're going, Harper. It's okay. You're going to visit your dad, at the cemetery. You want me to drive you there? Oh, no, Mom. I'm just going to go by myself. I get it. But promise me, like, you'll say hi to him for me. And she's like, I promise. And, she pedals off. And I think it's, like, the first time where she allowed Harper to, like, go like on her own somewhere by herself, even like ever since like was it episode like 2 or something where she was like so worried, like she tracked Harper on her phone, but I guess she's she knows where she's going, but she allowed her to go to the cemetery by herself with like her knowing. So I thought that was really nice growth from early this season, not just like late in the season. And we have Sarah and Ben are telling Griffin why and Zoe Griffin, good news. Hey, we're not moving. We really? Like, yep. It's just like, this is so great. And he knocks over some boxes back. Say, oh, I'm sorry. I gotta call Harper. We'll go call her. And he said, oh, we made someone the other day. And Griffin calls Harper. Harper, like, I have good news. I'm not moving. But you said we were gonna talk about the portal and stuff like that. What are we gonna do with it? Because they're done with the whole time traveling thing. Because they saw the Savannah thing. But I'm like, oh, there's one more episode. The season finale, and and he's like, well, call me back, because I'm not moving, which is great, and call me back. And so he's like, Griffin, just to get the good news, like, we're not moving. Like, yeah, we're not moving. It's great. And and Ben's like, hey, Griffin, you want to jam with me? I got the guitar. He says, oh yeah, Dad, I'd love to. And he just gives his dad a hug, and Ben gives him a hug back. I love it. And winds up to come, let's go. And it's like, I think Mom's making some, like, what's it, banana bread or something. And it's like, yeah, we don't get to move. They couldn't get any more better. And, and, we go, and then, what was it? Harper is already in the basement, turning the knobs and stuff. She went back in time, and she does what went through, and she's like I forgot, what was it, like 2011 or something, and because that's when the dad died, and then she's like, oh, stop into the dad's car, and we see Chris, we see Chris, and he's like, oh, do you need help, you young lady? And Harper smiles, and Chris sort of smiles, like, oh, okay, she's smiling, and that's the end of the episode. Oh my goodness. A lot happened. And 10/10. I don't really have any, complaint. I guess the only, down note, I guess you could say, is, 1962, but it's the past. There's nothing really you can do about it, and it was what actually happened. But again, that's, the only down moment, but again, so 10 out of 10. This, was a perfect episode, at least in my opinion. 100%. And you know, we had the season finale and a little sneak peek. So next time we have in the Secret Sulphur Springs, we have the only thing I remember where Harper's like talking to her dad. I'm not sure if she revealed herself to him as his daughter. Probably not. He's like, oh, you don't want to take that road. You want to take like Sugar Lane Road because like it's like a bad accident over there. And he's like, oh, thank you. And I was like, that's the only thing I remember. So, oh, does Dad come back? But that's gonna have lasting consequences and stuff like that. But like, oh, let's see how they're gonna wrap it up in, one more episode. But yep, everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, give me a big thumbs up, leave a comment below, don't forget to share the video, and give me a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for Secrets of Sulphur Springs, Season 1, Episode 11, the season finale. And I'll see you then, and thank you for my 30th subscriber. I really appreciate it. Alright, bye.